Wagwan, Wagwan Collective. This is Rasta Gal, aka Angelic Empress. Welcome you to my channel. Just want to thank all my loyal and new subscribers that has subscribed to the vibes. Really appreciate all of y'all who taps in and listen, who also join me to be a part of our growth on this channel. Thank you so much. Appreciate every one of y'all. I just want to get right into my message. Don't want to waste any time. Okay, that's my torch you heard there. But collective, I've been receiving just dreams. Okay, dreams. I'm channeling right now and sharing with you my downloads. I've been receiving this type of dream, and this would be twice now. So this could be a part of a past life energy of mine, or maybe of the collectives. But this was a couple of months ago, and I saw myself one day just in a dungeon. It was like I was in a castle, and I don't know if I was one of the hostess. I'm being nice with the word, but / slave, like a high-paying slave, or I was like the wife of a warrior. I was down in the basement, and I just remember a whole bunch of guys crying around me, and they were cheering, and they was making their noises, after coming back from battle. And I saw myself cleaning off a warrior, like a knight, and he was like the crew in the background, or the people in the background, his team. It was like, how does it feel, boss? Or how does it feel, king, to just come back, to be back again? And or just to fight what you did and became victorious. How does it feel? And he was, as I was wiping him off, and he was looking at me and just smiling, but he also was just standing and standing and being admired in admiration. I was being honored to clean him off. So I could have been his wife. I'm not sure. But I was really close, and I was just cleaning him off, wiping him off, preparing him to get comfortable and just being back from wherever he fought from. He said it was just good to be back. Confirmation, that's what he said. He said it feels good to be back. It just feels good to be back. And I woke up, but he was looking at me and smiling as I was wiping him off and just preparing him to, get situated. Now, that was months ago. And I said, oh my, that felt like I was back in like the Egyptian / European Roman times is the energy I was feeling, collective. Again, I didn't know my place. I just know I was cleaning him off, my status in a dream, and I was really close. So recently, this happened this past week, collective. I had a dream. Again, it brought me back to like the Egyptian, Roman, just the empire times. What did I say? It brought me back to the Egyptian, Romans, just European times. And I saw myself in like a cottage. And I felt like I was standing in between worlds or realms, as in of my past energy or past life to the present. And I had my mind was set of who I was in the present, the future, if I was referring back in those times. Like I've already stepped into it, but it brought me back. And I was like arguing with an old woman / witch / she was representing my mother, and I was fussing with that energy and that person. I was like, she was trying to claim my children in my own house, in my own cottage. And it showed, this may be a little vulgar or graphic. I'm trying to see how to say this, but it showed her either being there as I was delivering babies, or she was delivering children herself that was supposed to be my children. It was so weird. And after the children's were born, or I just, they grew up really fast. After they was birthed, they grew up so fast, so I didn't even really have time to like really baby them or enjoy that time frame of them being babies. And I don't know what energy came in afterwards, but after the children was growing up, it was like she was there, but she was invading boundaries, or just invading the energy and invading how I was raising my children, something like that. And she was trying to claim credit or claim just the children. And another energy came in and was kicking her out. They was like, get out, get out, get out, because she was being an impersonator in my dreams and in my energy. So when, or my children, they was growing up and they eventually kicked her out, something like that. Someone or something kicked that energy out because she was again trying to entrap my children, and also just the energy and just trying to claim credit. Okay. And whatever energy came in to kick her out, I felt it was like my children or my ancestors came to kick her out. I saw, or I heard them say, she moved down a couple of blocks or down the street from your cottage. She stays at address 11, something like that. Or she's 11 blocks from you, so she's not too close, but she's not far enough, something like that. And I was like, okay. And then my children, one of them grew up so fast and they became someone legendary. They became like a warrior or a knight, and they was just fighting battles. Okay, like I don't know if they were still children, and I just had a premonition of what one of them was going to be, or it could have represent my soulmate that was there, and I saw a premonition of them fighting wars and battles while I was home with my children. Something like that. It was like very, very weird. But it was like, again, I was brought back to that time frame. And I woke up, and you see I'm presenting this to you now, but I was like, I took a couple of days to just refresh and revise and just rethink on this dream. And like I said, I was in my dream thinking of my future self. Like I knew I was going to have these kids I have today on top of the past kids I had in my bloodline or in my timeline or just in the past life. And it was crazy how I was just combining the amount of children I had, and I was like very blessed. I felt honored, but also just to see my kids and them growing up from the past life to present, and just the family I had. It was very sacred, and I felt like the energy from my past life or just from in my bloodline till now, like my ancestors and spirit guides are cleaning it up, is what I felt. And they are, again, executing, evacuating any energetic cords, ties, any energetic past life, karma, drama, trauma, they're clearing that out, clearing it up. I'm healing my bloodline. And they're clearing it out at this present time. I just was brought back in time to see, how I was living, how things were presented back in the day, how things worked, how things went. My gosh, collective. So I don't know if you're having dreams like that of your past time, past line, past life, how you lived, or maybe you're doing research. Mind you, I have not been doing any research at all. Or just, I have not watched any movies like that. But for, just me to all of a sudden have a dream like that, that was definitely of the past, my past life that I may have experienced. So I don't know if you're coming into like deja vu dreams like that. Your ancestor spirit guides are just showing you just of your past life. You could have lived many past lives on different just timelines, collective, because I had other dreams of me being in just other locations, living other lives. So you could be dreaming things like that, just showing little glimpse, in your dreams. And, it just, I'm in awe when I do go back in time to see myself, living those lives. Okay. Confirmation. So just by those dreams alone, collective, you could be a royal background, a royal time frame, or you just had a royal past life. Okay, you could have a royal bloodline, collective, and it may not seem like that now presently, but you could have that in your bloodline, okay, of your past life or of your present, unbeknownst to you. But just that dream alone, those two dreams back to back, I just had that other one previously I shared with you a couple of months ago, and then this one, it reminded me of Rapunzel, and just how that story went. I haven't looked at it. Was a dark and light, story, a scenario that went on with that movie. But that could be someone's story, or someone coming into themselves, coming into their identity, true identity, that may have been a veil over their identity, a veil over your story, a veil over your life. You could be removing that veil off your face, or just the veil off of your life, and forming into your own true self, collective, learning yourself, knowing yourself, compared to what you've been conditioned to, how you was raised and what you was told you are, and who you are, all those years, all those times. And again, it could have stemmed from parental figures. It could have stemmed from parental father figures, mother figures that were either your real or they were your step parental figures, and they had a veil. They continuously try to cloak you with the veil of not knowing who you are, not wanting you to tap into yourself energetically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. The energies are trying to still be irrelevant in your life. Okay? Those residual energies are still trying to linger and haunt and taunt you of what they want you to think you are. Collective, I feel like you're stepping out, okay? all these pictures showing here of babies and or just the energy in the cradle. It's reminding me of that movie too, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Like whoever was rocking you, collective, to sleep. They want to keep you sleep. You know, they don't want you waking up. They don't want your real self to come out and to awaken. But I feel like you are waking up. I feel like you are writing a new story, creating a new story for yourself, a new narrative in your chapters at this time. That's the energy I'm feeling, collective. And it is just amazing. It's you know, loving yourself and knowing yourself is a love story, a long life journey and love story of knowing and loving yourself for as long as you live. You know, it's okay to start over again, start from the beginning. It's okay to tear off that veil or the mask off your face that others painted on you, that others put on you to cover your true identity in yourself. It's okay to remove that mask. It's okay to strip off anything that was conditioning you, collective. Okay? With that energy and force that came in to kick that witch, kick that energy out, kick the X forces, dark forces out of my cottage, out of my house, out of my energy, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Yeah, and then it said 11. So 1111, some energies, some people, just the energies itself, they were working around that 1111 portal, trying to still again be a resident in your energy and aura field. But the energies came in and kick their asses out. My gosh, collective. Whoa. Again, I still feel like you see this picture here showing a baby. Like I said, it just felt like, although I was in a cottage, it just felt like, you know, because that's how Jesus, you know, he was born in a stable. He was born in a unfamiliar, unattractive place. He was born in a stable where animals live. You know, the parents was able to have that baby because they was hiding away to have the baby. You know what I mean? For that child to still be protected. You know, they had to hide where no one else would think to look. Just for Mary and Joseph to have their baby and Jesus to be safe is crazy. And I'm not saying, collective, that you are Jesus yourself, but I'm just saying, you know, you are precious. You are worth protecting. And I just felt like in my energy, my ancestors and spirit guides, the higher realms was saying, you know, you are worth protecting. They're still saying that to me. They are saying that to you, collective. And just whatever you decide to do, I feel like that was also representing a creation, something being rebirthed within me, within you, collective. If you're having like baby dreams and my gosh, you're seeing it on your timeline, you're just seeing it more on social media. Again, you're creating, you're rebirthing something. If not a real child, it's a creation that you are going to create, that or you're going to become. That's how I'm looking at it. And again, from that movie, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, you got to be careful who you're bringing into your energy, into your dreams, who you allow to stay in your residence, in your home, because it may not, the company you keep may not always be the right company. It may not be always beneficial or a benefactor in your home, spiritually and physically. And in that movie, you see what happened, right? The woman was trying to, the couple Okay, this could be a future thing that could occur. So be careful who you bring into your house to watch your children, to be a nanny. You got to even be careful who you bring your children around, especially if it's grandparents. They may not always have the good intentions. So you got to be careful who your children goes to visit or to stay around, or who you bring in your home, to be an assistance, be of a help, be of guide and of a nurturing type of energy. You got to be careful because, again, in that movie, you see how that third party energy, the couples brought in a nanny and the woman became obsessed. She became obsessed off of their baby and was trying to be the main benefactor. Confirmation, or be the main person in that baby's life by trying to replace the original parent, the original mother. And again, just that energy and of that dream I had to the movie I'm comparing it to, the woman, both of them was mentally unstable, mentally unwell, okay, and was just trying to take over. And again, from that Rapunzel movie, the Disney movie, Disney could be a significance in this message too, that I'm referring to as reference. That woman, they both were mentally unstable. They all didn't have their marbles together. They didn't, they both were greedy. They both were, again, trying to capture and to cage, trying to imprison, collective, just all the dreams. It just coordinates to energies of either of my bloodline, of my past life, collective of your bloodline, your past life is trying to and want to continuously be, again, a force in your energy to keep you trapped in cage, in your mind, just in your energy and aura. And you are busting out and busting loose, collective. You are prowling, you are prying, you are probing out. I don't even know if I'm saying the words right, but you are pushing out, into your true authentic self. Okay, in spite of the, what is it? In spite of, it starts with A, in spite of, not the adversary, but in spite of the adversity. There we go. Whew. Talk slow, a little bit slow. Calm down. In spite of everything that you have went through in your past life, or just of the past things you went through, or just of the present, you are standing out. You are standing your grounds. You are calling the shots on how you starting your story, beginning a new chapter, and just how it continuously is going. Okay, little at a time. You're probably doing that a little at a time. You're really not busting out. And if you are busting out and busting loose, kudos to you, but of your bravery, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you're doing it on your own terms and in your own way. And that's so commendable and admirable. They may not say it, the past people that kept you and made you felt consumed and caged, but you're a free bird. You are a free bird. You're realizing you are a free bird, and you don't have to be in a mental trap or emotional trap, spiritual trap. You can remove and elevate yourself out of that, is what you're realizing, collective. Everybody's on different timelines, okay? Everybody's on different pages in their story of your life, okay? But just with that energy I was feeling, you are realizing you are you was a caged bird, but you are rejoicing, you are singing, you are removing those chains, the traps and snares that the energy is trying to keep you in. Mentally, you're removing yourself out of it. Slowly but surely, you're moving yourself out of that, collective. Okay, the mental traps, the energetic traps. And again, higher realms are coming in to remove it, to help remove it off of you. And doesn't that feel freeing? Doesn't that feel so relieved and refreshed that you, collective, again, have the power to change everything you were told, you were taught? Okay? You have the power to change that around. That is beautiful. That is so freeing and liberating that you are realizing that. If you haven't now, but you're realizing that by listening to my message, is opening up your consciousness and awareness that you have the power, collective. No one else does, especially if you don't give it to them. They don't have power over you anymore. And just from my testimony, my dream I'm sharing with you, my downloads, that is showing me that I am also liberating myself. Caged birds do sing. Caged birds do fly, collective. My gosh. And you're going to sing loud. You're going to be singing beautifully, sharing your testimony, sharing your story. Wow, collective. Removing yourself from the energies, entities, confirmation, and just from the voices or from the people, place, and things that was reminding you of you being enslaved mentally, collective. The oppressions you were feeling, the adversity you was going through, okay, of your past life and of your past, of this life and of the present. Whoever have made you felt that way, you are removing yourself out of that type of environment, out of that type of mindset, out of that type of energy. Slowly but surely, your ancestors, spirit guides, the higher realms is clearing that away. My gosh, that is Do you feel light when things you let go of, you was holding on to, the resentment, the bitterness, you was holding on to? I kept hearing a word forgiveness. That was in my present recently message I left. The card came out showing forgiveness. I kept seeing that more and more. You have to forgive ourselves. I have to forgive myself in order to free ourselves. Also kept seeing the word kindness throughout my week and passing. So yeah, you have to show yourself that kindness, that gentleness, that forgiveness. In order to show it outwardly, you got to show yourself internally that love, that energy, that healing within yourself. And know that you are love, collective. You are divinely love. You know that there is no greater goal than to love. And you're showing that to yourself, or should be. My gosh, collective, especially if you have not received it as much growing up, or you have not received it in your relationships that you've been in, of the past and of the present. You are knowing, and this is a reminder if you don't know, that you deserve love. And you will receive that divine love, collective, like never before. My gosh. So that was my message, collective. My gosh. Of just being careful who's in your energy and aura field, and physically who you're inviting in your home and just around you and your family and your children. You know, if you are married, be careful who you invite or call your friend in your circle, in your home, around your family, around your children, because you can be in a happy home, a happy marriage, and again, outside forces, outside energy that are jealous, that envies, you know, but come in with a smile that wears a mask pretending they're happy for you is truly not. You know, you have to use your discernment. You have to use your intunitive common sense, you know what I mean, that the universe, God himself is trying to tell you, trying to speak to you about. Don't be gullible to everyone's smiles and compliments and everyone's help, because it may not always be for a good reason. Okay, people don't always have good intentions on their hands they're stretching out to help you with, you know. You got to read in between the lines of people's face expression and just their demeanor, their character, their help. Okay? You don't want to be inviting in a witch or a warlock that's supposed to be and want to be a help to you or assistance to you or a friend to you, and have ill, nasty intentions, cruel intentions, okay, of wanting to curse your energy and aura fill your home, your happiness. You got to be careful who's helping and who you give your assistance to. And nowadays on these streets, spiritually and physically. My gosh, collective, use your discernment. And if you are alone, you know, and you're raising your children by yourself, again, you still got to use that, your antennas, you know what I mean? If you're co-parenting, still use those antennas on your co-parenting person that is still in their lives, your children's lives, that are helping but wants to get close to you, acquainted with you. No, you're co-parenting and was separate for a reason. So you co-parent for the children. You really got to be careful out here with people's tactics and their intentions to want to pry into your life and want to know everything about you or into your home, especially if you're at peace with yourself and with your family, whether you're married or not, single or not. You know, you're at peace and you maintain and guard and protect yourself and your family and that peace, that love, the happiness and joy in your home. You're guarding it. Guard it with your life, collective. Because a lot of people that are in marriages or that is to themselves with their own family, a lot of people don't have what you have. So people are going to be nosy. They want to pry, whether it's by abusing divination, trying to force entry into your doorway, into your home, whether it's spiritually or physically, collective. My gosh. So definitely bolt locks, confirmation, bolt locks on your door, looking through the peephole, keeping out what doesn't belong, not inviting every single person that knocks at your door, whether it's spiritually or physically, into your energy and aura field, or in a physical sense in your residence. You can't invite everybody in. You got to be careful who you're bringing into your home, especially around this season, around this time. You got to use your discernment of who you're going to surround yourself around, who deserves your energy, or you deserve even your time to be around. You know, you got to use your discernment, because a lot of people, you know, they come in to be nosy. They come in to want to start a lot of drama, you know, to get a reaction from you, to get some energy off of you. If you're inside your gut instincts or inside your belly, inside your womb, in your mind, your consciousness is saying, don't go. It's not safe. Enjoy your time with yourself or with the ones you truly love that's going to surround you with peace and not drama. Surround you with love and harmony and balance, but and just not any disturbance, not karma. You don't want to rack up that, collective, by playing into someone else's games. You know what I mean? Emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. You nip that out right away. Again, your ancestors and spirit guides, the higher realms, is clearing that away because they're seeing that you mean business with yourself and with your privacy and with your peace of mind and with your time. Mind, body, spirit, and soul. They see that. And they're not playing either, especially once they see you're serious and that you're worth protecting, collective. They're not playing either, and they'll do anything by any means necessary to protect you in a spiritual sense, for sure, and a physical. My gosh, collectives. That was my message. It was really deep, but I just had to put everything together. And it did come together to show me, what the spiritual realms is doing. And again, if you can relate, to this message, it may not be specifically these scenarios that you're going through that am expressing and sharing with you, but it's kind of similar. And just in your own way, in your own story, in your own scenarios that you're going through, you can relate just a little, okay? And it's opening up your awareness for you to put your pieces together regarding your dreams, regarding your downloads, regarding just things in your life you've went through and you have thrived through, you have survived through. And that you are, again, you're healing from and growing from, collective. My gosh, if you can relate to this message, again, give me some thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share this message to those that needs to hear this. Okay? Again, collective, thank you for tapping in, taking the time, listening to this message, being a part of the Rasta Gal Family Vibe Tribe. If you are, really, really appreciate the family that has jumped on this train we call life and just enjoying the ride, enjoying the vibes. And if you have not subscribed to the vibes, what are you waiting for? Definitely subscribe to be a part of this energy and the energy of growth, collective, on this channel, and just being a part of my growth personally and letting me be a part of yours. Okay? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. We continuously do it together. All right, collective, thank you so much. If you don't hear from me before the holidays, happy Thanksgiving. It's going to be ahead of time. But you may get some other messages from me. We'll see. But thank you for tapping in at this time to listen, and just being a supporter to my channel is it means a lot to me. So collective, thank you again. This is Rasta Gal, aka Angelic Empress. Stay tuned for more messages to come. And again, enjoy your weekend and see you when I see you. Take care and peace.